The man who would come to be known as Joseph Stalin was born in the small Georgian town of Gori. At the time, Georgia was part of the Imperial Russian Empire. His date of birth was December the 18th, 1878. Stalin's father, Vissarion Zukashvili, was also known as Beso. He was a shoemaker and also an alcoholic who spent much of his time away from home producing footwear for the Russian army. On his rare appearances at home, he would beat his wife and son. Stalin's mother, Ekaterina, also meted out punishments on the boy, but was generally protective of him. Stalin only learned to speak Russian when he was 9 years old, and throughout his entire life he never lost his strong Georgian accent. Stalin, he was raised in an atmosphere of violence. Gori was a rough town, with organized street brawling being a popular pastime. On February the 13th, 1892, the young Stalin witnessed the public hanging of 2 criminals. The traumatized child came away with a hatred of the Tsarist regime, Flis, the Georgian capital. However, the teen was more taken with the writings of Marx and Engels than the Bible. Declaring himself a Marxist and an atheist, he joined the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, or RSDLP. Did 6 times. Each time, he managed to escape and return to the West, often travelling on forged documents. He was arrested for the final time in February of 1913 and was exiled to Turahansk, the most inhospitable part of Siberia. He was there for 4 years. These years, they hardened him and they made him cynical. In 1906, Stalin married his first wife, Kato Svanisi. Their son, Yakov, was born the following year. Stalin was often absent, busy inciting unrest. As a result, his wife and son saw little of him. Kato died of typhus in December of 1907 at the age of 22. At her funeral, Stalin declared, "This creature softened my heart of stone. She has died, and with her have died my last warm feelings for humanity." Stalin ignored his son, who was brought up by his in-laws. In later years, Stalin ordered the arrest and execution of much of Kato's family, including her brother Alexander, who had introduced Stalin to Kato. In 1911, Stalin fathered a son by his landlady while living in a remote Georgian village. The boy, Konstantin, never had any contact with his father. In 1903, the RSDLP split into 2 factions, Bolshevik and Menshevik. Stalin was an admirer of the writings of the revolutionary Vladimir Lenin and aligned himself with the Bolshevik cause. His work to undermine the Mensheviks and his involvement in a number of burglaries to raise funds for the Bolsheviks brought him to Lenin's attention.